Hey y'all, it's Nancy, the Handy Scandy. Thanks for coming back for another crafty venture. Today I'm doing a card hop with the Card Hoppin Group. And the theme for March is too cute, and of course that can be interpreted however you want as a creator. And then the techniques are either creative die cutting or dry embossing with dies. So I chose the dry embossing. So before I get back to more information on the hop in the group, I just want to talk to you kind of about my process here. You can see I have this die set. It is from Art by Marlene, and it is the Studio Light company. And I am just in love with everything by Marlene right now. I love this, I particularly love this arabesque style. And once I saw this art journal die set, I was like, okay, this is my time. Because I've been wanting to do an art journal. I've purchased several, but I don't know. I guess it's a fear of the blank page. And I hear that that's not uncommon. So I'm working through that, and I thought, you know what, I'll work through it by creating my own from start to finish. And this has been a very fun process. Right here, I'm cutting out the cover page. I'm using Bristol Smooth. You can see that I'm having to kind of adjust it in my Sizzix. I had my paper cut a little bit too wide, so it was getting caught. And then, of course, my die plates are not quite long enough. My base is more than long enough, but my plates are not, so I have to shift it around. So here I am cutting out the pages, and of course, as you can see that little stack there, these are pulls from my gel plate press. However you say that. So I have a variety. They're different colors, different styles. This particular one, it's very simple. It's just the outline of the stencil. And I think I actually got this pull by cleaning off one of my stencils from the alcohol inks. And I just sprayed the stencil with some isopropyl rubbing alcohol, and then I laid my paper on it and I pulled up all the ink, and that's my print. So I particularly love this one because it gives me a very simple base, and then I fall in love with the page that I create. So you can see that my pages have their own creases in them because the die puts the crease there. So you just use your bone folder, you crease it, and you're good to go. You're ready. So all those other pages are on hold. I had these visions of grandeur that I was going to create the whole book for this hop. No. Again, that's that inexperience with creating an art journal. So I end up doing just one 2-page spread. So here are all my pages kind of cut out, and I'm putting them into my journal just to show what it's going to look like. I've taken that little headband and I've cut it in half and I've threaded it through, and that is what is going to hold my booklet together. So you get a little sneak peek of all my pages. And here I'm about to do the dry embossing onto my pages. So I'm following the directions on my plate for my big shot, and the whole sandwich is right there. So I lay down my, of course, the base on tab 2. And then I have my plate, and then my die, and then my paper, and then my rubber mat, and then my top plate. And then I roll it through. So it got a little complicated, and I had to think through the process, and my workspace is not large, so that extended base lid keeps wanting to flip back, and it's knocking things off my desk. So it was a process, but I figured it out. So this page, once I lift that die up, and of course this came with the whole die set from Marlene, and there it is. Look at that embossing. Isn't that beautiful? Even though it doesn't line up with the stencil itself, I don't care about that. I don't care one bit about that. So on this one, I'm putting the die on the opposite side. So I've got one side is embossed, the other side is debossed. And I'm just running it back through the same sandwich. And this one did take me a little bit longer because the die was facing the opposite direction, and I only cut into one plate. But that was just my brain couldn't quite wrap itself around it. But I got it done, embossed, debossed. And so, boom, there it is. And even though that stencil doesn't go all the way to the edges, and even though the embossing doesn't match up with the stencil, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. And that's one of the things that I am loving about this whole mixed media collage grungy theme, style, whatever. I love it because all that stuff just doesn't matter. Those perfections that we are expected to live up to in life, you don't have to in art. You can just let go and do what you want. So here you can see that I forgot to turn my camera on. I got home from work and I came straight to the craft room. I don't usually do that, but I just dug right in and I did a little bit of ink blending with that mandala stencil down there on the bottom right. And then I was like, oh shoot, I got to turn my camera on. So then I have this beautiful Harlequin stencil from Miss Ink Stamps. And oh, I just love it. Love, love, love it. And I know that I wanted black to be like a uniting theme throughout my whole book, because you saw the little sneak peek. All my pages are completely different. So I decided that that's what I'm going to do. And so here I am just doing some ink blending around the edges. And again, you can see the more layers that I add, that stencil in the background just becomes the background, right? It's just a little bit of color, a little bit of texture, a little bit of pattern. And the whole thing becomes a composition in and of itself. And each layer is just that. It's a layer. It's an element. So I've done some stamping. I've done some ink blending. Here I'm wiping off the excess from the paste, because I did the paste with that Harlequin stencil, and I did some stamping with a stamp from Catherine Pooler and also a stamp from Seth Apter. I can't remember the brand. He's not Studio Light. That's art by Marlene. I can't remember. Is he artsy? Paper artsy? I don't know. Anyway, it's Seth Apter is the designer. So here I am. I am using these little girls. They're gorgeous girls. Gorjuss by Santoro. And I think they are so cute. So they're my so cute part of this. And I love them. I have not had the opportunity to use these two particular girls. I have several, and I still need to use the rest. And apparently I've lost the footage for the dry embossing on the little blankets that they're laying on. Of course, those are dies from the die set by Marlene. And I just decided to use them essentially as blankets or kind of a background where the girls are laying. So one obviously is just laying in the grass. She's the girl on the left looking up at the sky. She's daydreaming and, looking at the clouds. And the other one is, she's supposed to be like on a beach towel. She has a seashell up to her ear. But yeah, imagination. So they're wherever you want them to be right now. So I did do some dry embossing on those little blankets as well. And you'll be able to see that detail up close here in a bit. But apparently I lost that footage and didn't realize it. So my apologies. But the dry embossing is there, and the so cute is there because look at them. They're adorable. They are adorable. So here I am laying down some different die cuts. Again, just adding more texture, adding more layer, more interest to this whole layout. All of these dies came with either a kit or as a freebie with an order. So I've got that cute little flower. I've got the circles that are supposed to be bubbles. I've got the little banners that actually look like they would be part of a locker. They just kind of have that feel to them. And then there's some sweet little birds. So I just have all of those elements. I die cut them out of that paper. It's that kind of a soft metallic from that Park Lane paper pad that I've been using for months now. And, of course, it's not black, but it is gray. And so, gray, of course, is just a softer version of black, right? And then I really like it. I like that I have little pops of pink throughout with that paper. That one little flower, because I cut the corner off, it allowed me to add 2 more little hot pink elements to my page. So don't throw your things away. Wait till you're done with your whole project, because you might use those scraps in a creative way. So here I am taking some sentiment strips from a Simon Says Stamp sentiment strip pack. It's the friendship one. I think I've had it for a year, maybe 2, and I just again cut them out and creatively placed them on the card. And so here I'm taking my little, what is it called, my white gel pen, and then I have a black one. It's not a gel pen. My black one is not a gel pen. It is an alcohol-based ink permanent pen by Le Pen by Marvi. And so I'm just going around my elements, right? I'm adding some depth with the black pen. I'm adding some highlights with the white pen, and I'm just initially I was random, and then I think ultimately in the end I end up going around everything with the black, not everything with the white, but here I decided I wanted to add some dots. So I'm adding some dots to some of those gray spots, and then I outlined the dots with the black pen. There's no right or wrong, right? With this type of art, with any art, really. I mean, yeah. So this was definitely up my alley. So I did the dots in a couple places, and then I am inspired to make these little borders. They're almost like a checkerboard because you draw them in black and then you highlight every other square with white or with whatever color you want to use. And this I was inspired to do by Vicky, and I don't want to slaughter her last name, Vicky Papineau. Am I saying that right? But Vicky and Lydia Fielder have inspired me in terms of my art journaling. And then, of course, with the mixed media piece, Seth Apter and Birgit Koopsen, they have both been just amazing. And learning how to use the gel press, all four of them, I mean, yeah, they're kind of my heroes right now. So I decided, okay, stop, put the pens down, assess. And this is my card, and I'm loving it. So here's some close-up. And again, the theme was too cute, and I feel like these girls fit that bill. They are too cute. And then the technique that I chose was the dry embossing with the dies. So I've got the dry embossing on the blankets behind the girls, as well as the page panels themselves. So you can see some of that up close there because there's so many layers, the details. You really just have to look close to see the details. So there's, yeah, you see more of the glitter. Sorry, that's going so fast. But there's some of the dry embossing there in the back. You can kind of see it there. And then, of course, on the blankets, you can see it there. I'm sorry I lost that footage. But that is my 2-page spread. And here are some up closes. And I'm so thankful for Jennifer for creating this card hopping through the year. And the whole theme is, or the whole group is called, let me see if I can pull it up, Card Hoppin, a year of fun, techniques, and themes. And she's doing a great job, and I'm very honored to be a part of this. And again, it started with the Handmade Happiness group because we were doing card hops there, but the group got bigger, and card hopping or the video hopping, whatever, it just got a little complicated. So Jennifer took that bull by the horns and decided, okay, I'm going to do this. And I'm very proud of her, and I'm very thankful to be able to participate with this group of amazing crafters. So our order is chosen at random, so I don't know who's before me, who's after me, where I fall in the lineup, but everything is listed down below. So you can see here, this is what the book is going to look like. This is my 2-page spread right now, and you got a little bit of sneak peek of what that next page is going to look like. But guys, thank you. Thank you for bearing with me as I start this new journey in terms of art journaling and figuring it out on the fly. But I appreciate you guys. Remember, this is the Card Hoppin March group. The theme again is Too Cute. And the techniques are either dry embossing or creative die cutting. So the next creator is downstairs. I hope that you would hop along and go give them some love. And you know, guys, I love you. We'll see you soon. I'll be back before too much longer. Nancy the Handy Scandy. I'm out.